stories fade with time, buried beneath silence, lost in forgotten files, or dismissed as mysteries that will never be solved. But behind every case is a voice that was never heard, a truth still waiting in the dark. This channel is dedicated to the victims, the unanswered questions, and the stories that refuse to disappear. Because somewhere, someone still knows what happened. Welcome to Cries Unheard in the Darkness. Every parent's worst nightmare begins with a look into a crib that should be occupied, but is instead empty. On October 4th, 2011, in a quiet neighborhood in Kansas City, Missouri, that nightmare became a reality for the Irwin family. 10-month-old Lisa Renee Irwin vanished into the cold night, leaving behind a house full of questions, a trail of missing cell phones, and a mystery that, nearly 15 years later, still refuses to be solved. The timeline of October 3rd started off fairly normal. Jeremy Irwin, an electrician, was working a late-night shift. His wife, Deborah Bradley, was home with Lisa and their 2 older sons. Around 4:45 p.m., surveillance footage captured Deborah at a local grocery store. She wasn't just buying baby food, she also picked up boxed wine. This detail would later become a focal point of the investigation. Deborah initially told police she tucked Lisa into bed and last checked on her at 10:40 p.m. But as pressure mounted, her story shifted. She eventually admitted to drinking heavily that night, enough that she couldn't definitively say whether she saw Lisa at 10:40 or if the last time she actually saw her daughter was 6:40 p.m. That's a 4-hour gap. A gap that changed everything. When Jeremy returned home at 4 a.m., the scene was jarring. The front door was unlocked, a window was pushed open, and every light in the house was on. He went to check on Lisa. The crib was empty. Police didn't wait long to turn their attention toward the parents. Within weeks, the Irwin home was swarmed by forensic teams. On October 19th, a cadaver dog, specially trained to detect the scent of human remains, alerted inside the house. Where did it alert? Right next to Deborah's bed. Investigators walked out with bags of evidence: a multicolored Disney shirt, a glow-worm toy, a Cars blanket, and several rolls of tape. But despite the dog's alert, no physical trace of a body was ever found. Deborah claimed police were aggressive, alleging they told her, "You did it. We know you did it. We just don't have proof yet." She reportedly failed a polygraph test, though she maintains she was distraught and sleep-deprived, making the results unreliable. But there's another possibility. What if an intruder did get in? 2 witnesses came forward claiming they saw a man walking through the neighborhood around 4 a.m. He was carrying a baby wearing only a diaper in the freezing October air. Then there's the issue of the missing cell phones. 3 cell phones were taken from the house. One of those phones was used to make a call at 2:30 a.m. to a woman named Megan Wright. When investigators tracked her down, they uncovered a troubling connection. Megan was the ex-girlfriend of a man known as Jersey Jack Tanko, a local transient with a history of odd behavior. Tanko denied involvement, but the phone call theory remains one of the strongest arguments supporting a stranger abduction. Years after the trail went cold, a bizarre digital lead surfaced. In 2012, Jeremy and Deborah reported that their debit card had been used fraudulently. The destination: a website that specialized in creating high-quality, fraudulent birth certificates. Was someone trying to give baby Lisa a new identity? Or was it just a cruel coincidence, another case of identity theft? Major news outlets confirmed the website was real, and the family's attorney even visited it himself. But the lead ultimately went nowhere. Today, Lisa would be 15 years old. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children has released age-progressed images showing a teenager with the same bright blue eyes and the distinct birthmark on her right thigh. Her parents have never stopped looking. They've kept her room exactly as it was, and a $100,000 reward from an anonymous donor still stands for her safe return. If you have any information regarding the case of Lisa Irwin, please contact the Kansas City Police Department. Thank you for listening to Cries Unheard in the Darkness. If this story stayed with you, you're not alone. Subscribe, because the darkness always has more to say. Until next time, listen carefully,